Good evening, good evening, good evening. A Better You Lifestyle. And I'm your host, Willie A. Price. Willie A. Price Speaks. And this is our third Sunday in the month of December. So this is our third Sunday in the month of December, closing out 2022. And again, my name is Willie A. Price. Willie A. Price Speaks. And as you know, this is A Better You Lifestyle, where every Sunday at 8 o'clock we do a different topic on building a better you lifestyle. So the first week of every month, we talk about understanding your you, where it's all about understanding who you are and what your specialized skills and abilities are, and how you can take those abilities to create a better lifestyle for yourself. Week two is a mother's love, where we use those same concepts, but we do them with the youth that are in our families and in our communities, working with our youth to show them how to create a better lifestyle for themselves through understanding who they are and what their specialized skills and their abilities are, and how to help them to utilize those skills and abilities to create a better lifestyle for themselves. Our third week, which is where we are today, is Financially You, where it's all about how to create better financial situations for yourself, for you and your family, a better lifestyle for you financially. And then on our fourth week is Making Your House Your Home. And making your house your home is an opportunity for us to talk about how to get involved in real estate, how to manage real estate, how to maintain real estate, how to whatever it is you want to do in real estate, start a business in real estate, whether it's sales or a property management or your own construction company, whatever the case may be. We're looking at all the ways that you can utilize the market and the field of real estate. So making your house your home, and it can also be just maintaining the home that you have as well. So we have different subjects every week. And when we talk about the different subjects, we talk about different topics every week. But tonight, as I was saying, tonight is Financially You. And I'm excited about Financially You going into 2023 because a lot of people were struggling in 2022, including myself. And when I say struggling, it's because of the pandemic starting to wind down. People were still trying to get their finances together, their life and directions together, because the world is still changing, and it changed a lot during the 3 years of the effects of the pandemic from 2019 to 2022. So going out of 2022, we're going into 2023, and people are really starting to look at, okay, so where am I going to go from here? 2022, you were kind of just working through and seeing what the possibilities and the potentials were for your lifestyle in 2022. Now people are starting to see where they are going, what they want to do, and how they want to do it. But then sometimes coming up with, how they're going to do certain things, it takes time, and you have to put together a plan. What is your plan for 2023? How are you looking to address that? And so I was going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about 3 areas that I feel are important to helping you to have a better you lifestyle in 2023 and beyond. And so we're going to talk about those tonight. And the first subject, and I'm going to go through, I'll tell you what all 3 subjects are that I'm going to talk about. And then, like I said, if if something you hear about that I'm talking about, then you can watch more of our videos, reach out to me and find out when we're doing some workshops or presentations on them. And we're going to be doing a lot of presentations this year, a lot more than I expected, but we're going to be doing a lot of workshops and presentations, community events this year on financial awareness, financial literacy, helping you to create a better financial lifestyle for yourself. So keep an eye out for that. But the 3 subjects where I think are most important in helping you to create a better lifestyle in 2023, we're going to start out with your savings. Then we're going to go into budgeting. And then we're going to go into the stock market. Those are the 3 areas where I feel now I'm not a professional financial planner or anything like that. I am just telling you what my focus is for 2023. And by using that, that's what I'm just suggesting to you, as laying out my plan to you and seeing, maybe it could be the same plan for you. You may have three other options or two other options and add your own. So, what I'm doing tonight, I'm talking about savings, budgeting, and the stock market. Those are the three areas where I feel in 2023 you can make and create a better your lifestyle for yourself. So let's talk about right now savings. How many of you have been able to save in 2022? Now, I know in 2019 and 2020 and 2021, people had very difficult time because we were having the pandemic and people weren't employed. But in 2022, some people were reemployed. Some people changed their jobs. Some people, their jobs changed within where they were working, and different rules, different techniques, different, working at home or working on in the building. There was a lot of different things that took place in your job or in your lifestyle during 2022. But now going into 2023, you kind of know where you are, whether you're going to work, where you're going to work, how you're going to work, what is your source of income, how are you going to provide for yourself, what your bills are. You start to now see where you're going to be with those. So under my plan for 2023, savings is a big key. Savings is a very big key, and savings should be a big key to everything you do in life. If you want a better lifestyle for yourself, if you don't save, you have some people that think more about when they get a certain amount of money, what's the first thing they're going to go out and buy, versus if I get a lot of money, how much of that am I going to save so I can use it for a long-term lifestyle, better lifestyle. Quite often, because we haven't had a lot of money or we haven't been accustomed to having a lot of money or whatever the case may be, we're getting up getting a lot of money. A lot of times, if it's a large amount, a lot of us aren't used to it. And when we get it, we don't know what to do with it, or what, one thing we're thinking, if I had it, I would do X, Y, Z. But then as soon as we get it, we do X and Z. We forget about the Y sometimes, or we just do the Y and don't do the X and the Z. So, I mean, it depends, people really have to learn with savings is a discipline. Savings is a discipline. And that's not just for children. That's for children, teens, 20, in their 20s, and for adults, however you want to look at it. Savings is the key to a better lifestyle for everybody. And I don't just mean save and take your money and put it in the bank. I mean just savings, making sure that your money accumulates, that you have a way to accumulate it, whether it's in the bank or whether you put it into some type of investment where it gets interest to you. It doesn't matter, as long as you're creating some opportunity where you're able to save your money. And when I work with young people, one of the biggest questions they ask, and with adults too, when I talk to adults about savings, and believe it or not, I even talk to financial planners and bankers about savings, and it's really surprising. Well, no, it is surprising. I was going to say it's not surprising, but it's actually very surprising that sometimes when I talk to financial planners or bankers or people who are in financing like that, we're dealing with money and maybe loaning money, whatever, working with banks and things like that. When you talk, they can talk to you about your financial plans all day. But when you turn the tables and ask them about their financial savings and investing and, credit score and credit cards and all the different things that come along with a lifestyle, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about they don't want to talk about anything about themselves, because when you say practice what you preach, a lot of them don't practice the things that they're preaching to you. And as a result of that, I wonder how you can so easily tell people. When people do that, though, I just thought about it. People do that. They can tell you how you can live a better life and what you should do to live and, save and financially create a better lifestyle for yourself. They can tell you that, and they hear themselves telling you that because they know the script. They know all the things that you're supposed to do. but how many of them follow it? It's not too many of them, very rare. Some of them may do certain things because they've seen the financial benefits of it. But even with those things, they've taken a while to even do them because in the back of their mind, they're still skeptical of some of the things that they're attempting to do and telling you to do. So when I talk about savings, savings is all about taking a certain amount that you get every month or every time you get some monies and taking a certain amount in amount of that money and saving it, putting it in the bank, put it in a shoebox, put it in a suitcase, put it wherever you want to put it, but taking a certain amount every month, every time you get some money, whatever the case may be. And I do it every time I get some money. So that way it becomes just a regular natural habit for me. Every time I get some money, if I get $1, I'm going to find a way to take 10 cents and put it in a container or put it somewhere where it's going to accumulate. And so I've been doing that for a very long time as a young person. I learned that. And that's one of the things I teach in my programs with my young people. And one of the things I tell them, because the question is, like I was saying earlier, is that, well, how much should I save? Or how much do I save? And I get that question from adults. I get that question from kids. I get that question from everybody. I even get it from some of the financial planners, where they may not ask me exactly what they should save, but they're saying, like, okay, if I say, what do you think, what do you think that I should be saving, doing this, this opportunity? And I always say to people, have you ever been to a church that was poor, that was broke? It doesn't have any money. And most of the time you're going to say, no, I've never been to one. I've never heard of one. Because especially in the Black community, one of the things that churches do and encourage is their parishioners. They encourage them to contribute at least 10% of their income to the church. 10% of your income to the church. So they're saying to you, for example, I just using the number, say your monthly income is $2,000. They're saying before you do anything with that $2,000, 200 of that should be coming to the church as your donation. 200. And I'm using the number of 2,000. So just imagine in the church, if half of your people, say 100 people, and half of them gave $200 every month. That's a lot of money in a month. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So just imagine that. Just imagine doing that. That's almost $10,000 a month for just 50 people. So just imagine doing that. So now if you're doing that for the church, why can't you do that for yourself? And if you're not doing that for the church, then still, why wouldn't you use that same concept for yourself? So when I talk to young people about savings, and the first thing they say, well, how much should I save? I don't know how to, I don't know what I should be saving, or I can't save. That's a lot of times I hear people say, I can't save. And we're going to talk about that in the budgeting a little bit more in depth. But 10% is what I suggest that people save. Start out with 10%, and as things get better, you can save even more. But you're learning to save 10% because, say, for example, we're using that $2,000 number. If you're saving, as soon as you get paid, $2,000, have it taken right out your check, put into a separate account, and you're doing that $2,000. So that $2,000 now becomes $1,800. So now you learn to live off of $1,800 a month. No matter anything's coming in or whatever. Even if you have a side job, you're taking 10% off of that too as well. But we're looking at just that $2,000 number, just so we can stay focused on what we're doing. So $2,000, you take $200 out, and you're working off of $1,800 a month. That is how you start your savings. And people say, I can't do it. We can do anything we set our minds to do. My grandmother used to say that to me all the time. You could do anything you set your mind to do. Once you've set your mind and decided and are determined to create a saving opportunity for yourself, $200 a month out of 2,000 is what you're going to do. And in the beginning, it's going to hurt because you're not used to doing it. And you're going to save it, like I said, in an account or something where you don't have easy access to it. Because if you have easy access to it, as it starts to build up, you're going to see that money in there and you're going to take it. And I say build up because think about it. I just said to you, take $200 a month, and put it away. Put it in a bank account. Put it somewhere where you don't have access to it. That right there is $2,400 for 1 year. And some people might say, oh, that's not a lot of money. But think about it. You have some people right now in this country who don't have $2,400 in the bank. And they've been saving for a long time, not just 1 year, not after just 1 year. So think about it. If you're doing $2,400 off just $2,000, $2,400 a year, and you do that for 5 years, you're at $12,000 in 5 years. Even at 2 years, you're at almost $5,000. You're at $4,800. 3 years, $7,200. Just in 3 years, you're at $7,200. So just imagine you have $7,200 saved. You got more than most people have saved in a lifetime. Some instances, you have some people who don't save money. So I'm showing you what you can do with just $200 a month. $100 a month. Say, well, I can't start out with 10%. I want to start out with 5%. That's $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. That's still more than some people have in the bank right now. You have some people that cannot go to their bank account and get $1,200 for an emergency. They don't have $1,200 saved for an emergency. They don't have $2,400 saved for an emergency. They don't have $500 saved for emergency. But it's all a discipline. So you have to discipline yourself to say, look right at whatever it is your main source of income, and you're going to start with that. Then, like I said, the other thing you can do also, but your main source is what you want to focus on, because we're going to just say you have one source of income at this point. $200 a month is what you want to be saving at. Then we're going to go into budgeting. And a lot of people don't budget. And that is something that I fault the schools and I fault the parents. But then I fault the schools first, because this is where you should be taught that. You used to have home ec class, and they teach you how to cook and clean and, different things with the house. And then I think they even did some budgeting. And when they took home ec out of the schools, they also took out financial planning or any kind of budgeting whatsoever on how to maintain a home. They took all that out of the schools. So when kids go to school, some can do math and, math, adding, subtraction, division. But when you help a person, even a kid who's having a hard time in school, when you help them understand why they need to know adding, subtraction, and division and things like that, because it helps you to create a budget when you get out of high school and become an adult and start living on your own, and you have bills to pay. You know how to use adding and subtraction and division to budget the funds that you have coming in. Budgeting, key to creating a better lifestyle for yourself. Once you've got that savings going, I didn't say you can never touch the savings, but there's something called need versus want. And we're not going to talk about that tonight, but we're going to go use a little bit of it to talk about budgeting. So say you've gotten $2,400 saved up, but you're creating your budget for the year you're working on it, saving $2,400 for the year, I should say. And so now you're looking at saving $2,400. So you say I'm going to do $200 a month. That leaves me $1,800 for the month to address my bills. Okay, $1,800 to address my bills. So now, what are my bills? A lot of us don't know what our bills are. We go month to month. We just pay it as it come in, And some things we forget to pay. You know, I'll get it next time, and then I'm paying a late fee on top of that. That's all money that's out of your pocket when you pay late fees, when you pay interest. That's all money out of your pocket. You say, I'm using other people's money, but I guarantee you, when you're using other people's money, you're paying those people back a lot more over the long run than you borrowed from them. That's with student loans, that's with credit cards, that's with bank loans, that's with lines of credits, that's with any kind of, when you say loan, unless it's a grant, unless it's a grant or somebody donated some money to you, then you're going to be paying it back some kind of way. And so you want to look at your budget. You have $1,800 coming in, and then you're going to sit down and you can get a notebook. And I have like different notebooks. Let's use an example for you. I went to an event and they gave us this at the event, just a notebook for a pamphlet for writing notes at the conference. And what I do with these, I bring these home so you can see. Okay, so you can see what it is. Not having this one, tradingview.com, which is something I'm looking into. But on here, it shows you lines. And what I do is every month, I write all my bills down for that month in a book like this. And then I write how much the bill is, when is the bill due, how much is owed, how much did I pay, what is the balance, when did I pay it. You put any categories that you want, and you put those categories on there. And then for that month of, say, January 1st, you're using January and you're doing that. And then at the bottom, you can total up how much you paid out that month. You can show how much you paid that month. Or when you first set this up, because you know how much is due, you can total that amount up that's due and see where that compares to what your budget is, which is what? $1,800. Okay. How much am I spending, or what are my expenses every month? And how much is left after that $1,800? That's how you create a budget. So you're going to create that budget, and you're going to utilize that budget to start to reduce some of your expenses, because you're going to now be able to see every month what you're paying and how you're paying it and how much you're paying on it. And if it's late, how much more you're paying on it. And so by allowing you to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to start to pay off and get rid of some of the things that are not permanent debts, like light bill, gas bill, cell phone bill. And we'll talk about those a little bit as well, different bills versus even credit cards, student loans, things like that, the things that you can get rid of: credit card debt, student loans, bank loans, mortgages, all those things you're going to work towards getting rid of, not having to pay anymore, things that you don't have to pay anymore. Then by eliminating that, that means now you have that bulk of funds available to add to another bill. So say, for example, if you have in your budget, you have a student loan, and your student loan is $10,000. So over the next, and your payments are whatever, $100 a month. I'll just use that because they normally don't make it so you can pay it off in 5 years. They make it so you can pay it off in 15 or 20 years, but you've paid so much extra interest, it's ridiculous. So say you have that $10,000 student loan. You could actually pay that off in, 2 to 3 to 4 years or 5 years, depending on how much you're paying. If you're paying $100 and you pay an extra $100 every month on it, or you pay, extra $500 every quarter, that adds another, every quarter, that's 4 months. So that's $500, that's $2,000 extra on top of what you've already been paying. So as a result, you may end up paying that student loan off in 3 years on the $10,000. I just use 10,000. I know some people have a lot more. So a student loan may not be the first thing you want to pay. If you have $50,000, $100,000 student loans are the last thing you want to put all your money into. You want to take it and pay something that has a smaller balance and pay that off. and then eventually build up to maybe that student loan being the last thing that you try to pay off totally. So you have to look at what your lowest bills are. If you have credit cards, how many credit cards do you have and how many credit cards do you need? Remember I said need versus want? You know, we want to have a bunch of credit cards, but how many credit cards do you need? I never needed a credit card until recently. And because I needed one, I went out and got a secure credit card. So I do have one credit card. I have a secure credit card, but it's secure with my funds. Whereas most people I've talked to and I've met have anywhere from 3, used to be the average. Now I'm seeing that some people have 5 credit cards. 5 credit cards. What do you need with 5 credit cards? I don't know. But that is the case for some people. So you have 5 plus credit cards, and that's including store cards and, you know, Home Depot. That's my Home Depot card. I need to use that for when I'm working on my home. You know, I have my JC Penney card. I have my all these different credit cards. And I have 3 or 4 other credit cards that I get my points on and blah, 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 blah. But if you have one credit card that you get points on, why do you need to divide those points between 2 or 3 other credit cards and get points on them when you can get more points by just utilizing that one credit card, which people don't? You know, of course, that makes too much sense to do that, because if you're splitting up all your money using 3 and 4 different credit cards to build up points, you can build up a lot more points by using just that one credit card, the one that gives you the most points and benefits for using it, and then get rid of the other ones. So when we talk about budgeting, budgeting is all about taking whatever your source of income is, writing down all of your budget expenses for the month, every month. And then if something that maybe occurs once a year, you add it in on that month that it comes in. If it's something that comes periodically where you've purchased some additional things, you add that to your expenses. So that way you can see just how much you spend every month. You can go back, and I have notebooks. Like I said, I use these notebooks where I create a budget for every month, show what I paid every month, you know, and then what I do with that, it allows me, and I could, if I go get the notebooks, I can actually go back to early 2000, early 1990s, and show you where I've created budgets, because I've been doing this for over 20, 30 years using a notebook and writing down my budget and my expenses for every month, and then how much I paid. I can go back and show you in the year 2001 what I paid in the month of January and how much I had coming in, because then at the bottom or on the back page of that same month budget, I put my income. So this way I put down what my income was, what any extra income, any additional funds that came in, I put that all together, and then I total that up. So that way I'll see what my income was for that month, and then I'll see what my expenses were for that month. And then because I'm saving that $200, which is what I'm asking you to do, 10% or whatever your monthly income is, save that first. Pay yourself first. So that's what you want to do, is do that. So that's where we are with budgeting. So we talked about savings, we talked about budgeting in 2023, and now how to make a new stream or an improve or increase, however you want to look at it, your stream of income for 2023. I am taking my money and I am investing in the stock market. If you're like, oh God, the stock market is crashing, the stock market is so low, people are losing money, da 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 da. Yes, they are. People are losing money. I lost money in the stock market. But am I turning and running? No, because everybody lost money in the stock market. You have billionaires that lost money in the stock market. You had some people that made some money in the stock market who knew what they were doing and stayed steadfast on investing and keeping focused on what they were investing in. I didn't do that so much in 2022. I was jumping around a little bit, but I did become more consistent because I realized that the plan that I originally had in the beginning of 2022 would have worked out really well. 21, 22 would have worked out really well if I'd have stayed steadfast with it, because I saw some of the stocks that I had that really took off, and they're back down now, but they really took off during 2021 and 2022. and I wasn't a part of it. So investing in the stock market, that is our number 3 plan for living a better lifestyle in 2023 and beyond. Investing in the stock market. And I'm going to post up a video that I've been posting it a couple times this week. I've already posted it, and it's on the stock market and investing in dividend stocks. And people who know me, they know that I do a boot camp on introduction to the stock market, and it's a boot camp on introducing people to stock market and what the stock market is and how the stock market works. And then I emphasize the importance of investing in dividend stocks, letting that be your main source of investing, where you invest in companies that pay you a dividend, whether it's, 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cents, $1, 50 cents, whatever they give you every month, every quarter, every year, however they do it. And I don't really like yearly dividend stock companies. I like to see mine either every month or every quarter. So that's what I focus on, is monthly and quarterly dividend stocks. And then what I do is I invest. And I'm going to be investing because, like you said, like I said, and like you may be saying to yourself, the stock market is down. Every company is on sale. Now, this is what you call a Black Friday sale. This is an after Christmas sale before even Christmas gets here. So this is where you're going to invest in the stock market. And people say, well, I've been investing, but how do I invest? How do I make money? And see, what happens is people want to get invested in the stock market, and they think of it as a get rich quick scheme. Investing in the stock market is not a get rich quick scheme. Investing in the stock market is creating an opportunity to have a better lifestyle for yourself through long-term investing and saving. That's what investing in the stock market is all about. That's what the stock market can do for you. Going in, and we'll have people, those same people go out and they'll buy the lottery tickets when the lottery's up $1 million or, close to $1 billion. They'll go out and spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars every week or every month on the lottery, on the numbers, playing scratch offs, all those different things, but won't take that same amount of money. And think about it, you're pulling that out of your budget. So if you're playing those lottery tickets every month, you need to add that to your budget sheet, showing this is what I pay every month in lottery. And you'd be surprised when you look at how much you spend in lottery. You got some people to spend $200, $300, $400 a month playing the lottery and numbers and all that stuff. If you would have totaled that up, that's $4,800 a year. That's $4,800 a year. If you're spending $300, $400 a month on those things, that is $3,600 to $4,800 a year. But you say you can't save $2,400 a year, but you can spend it on lottery tickets. See, that's what I'm saying. That's how easy saving can be. You just have to learn to do what you need versus what you want all the time. So we're going to get into the stock market, and I'm going to invest in the stock market. And one of the things I always tell in my trainings and in my programs is buy what you know. So you're going to go through and you're going to look at the things that you have around your house, things that you use around your house, things that you drive around your house, things that you hear about that your kids are doing or playing, or that activities that are going on. And you're going to buy what you know. Invest in what you know. Because if you're using it, you're thinking it must be a good product. And if you're thinking it's a good product, then why wouldn't you invest in it and allow that company that you have so much interest in, that you use as part of your service or part of your daily lifestyle? Why not invest in that and allow that to create some source of income for you? And if it pays dividends, then it pays dividends. That's even better. So you're looking at dividend companies, but if you have a company that you like that pay dividends, you can still invest in it, especially at this point where everything is low. And so what I want to do is, I'm not going to get into a lot of the stock market because, like I said, I offer a boot camp for that. So if you're interested in the boot camp, join the boot camp. I also do a number of different things with financial literacy and financial planning. But what I want to close out with, I want to talk about the rules, the basic rules for investing. And I have a list that I'm going to go through when you're talking about investing in the stock market. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because, I try to keep the show fairly short, normally 30 35 minutes, where I'm at 35 minutes right now. So I'm going to try to do this next part in the next 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So basic rules for investing in the stock market, or investing whatever you're investing in, dividends. First of all, no chasing stocks. That is one of the worst habits you can do, is chase a stock. You're buying it and then it goes up, then you're buying some more of it, then it's going down, you're buying some more of it, and you're chasing it and you're trying to keep up with where it's going. Don't chase any stocks. Basic rule number one, no chasing stocks that you already have in play, that you already have them. If you buy it, set a number that you want to buy. If it's a monthly number that you want to buy, then you buy that number every month. Don't go up, because it goes down, you're going to buy some more, and you're just going to chase it around. Number two, no oversized positions in any one stock. And what they mean by oversized positions, and this normally happens a lot with people who buy penny stocks, which, as you can see, I did not talk about penny stocks, and I tried not to talk about penny stocks because I don't want you investing in penny stocks. And you have people say, oh, you can make a lot of money in penny stocks, but you can also lose a lot of money in penny stocks. And most people lose a lot more than they make in penny stocks. So you're not going to have any oversized positions in any one company. So, for example, if you're buying a stock and the company is, say, $5, you're not going to go out and just buy $5,000 worth of that company. You're not going to buy 1,000 share of it. You're going to build on that. Even if you think it's a good company and it's $5, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to buy maybe. And I have a theory, a method that I use for buying stocks, but I'm not going to talk that. So maybe I'll just buy two. I'll buy two every month, or I'll buy 5 every month. And I have a method that I use for how you should buy your stocks. And so we talk about that in my boot camp. So you're not going to go out and buy 1,000 share or 100 share of a company right off the bat, because that company the price may go down some, and then the price may go up some. But if you're tracking how it's going and you decide you're going to pay, you're going to buy 2 share or 5 share a month, whatever, or every week, or whatever you decide to do, then it will average out as you buy that company, because you're going to be doing it over a long term. Remember, this is long-term investing, long-term savings. 2023 is a long year, 1 year, 365 days, and you're trying to do that for a year and then expand that over the rest of your lifestyle. No obsessing over one stock. No obsessing over one stock. We buy that one company and we're in love with Tesla. We're in love with Ford. We're in love with Dave & Buster's. We're in love with this company. I'm just going to put all my money into that one company. I'm just going to follow that company, and I'm just going to do or die and live or die off of that company. Do not do that. Do not over obsess on one specific company. Like I said, create your plan. So with that company, because you like that company so much, you may decide to buy 5 share every month or every week, or 10 share every month or every week, and let it build up over that time frame, over that year of doing that. So now you're building up on that company, but you have a plan for each company, each stock, how much you want to, how many shares you may want to have, or how many shares you want to buy every quarter, every month, every week. And then how much am I willing to lose? See, a lot of times we don't think about that. How much are we willing to lose on that company? So then at that point, you will put in what is called a stop loss. And you would say, if this company goes below, say it's $5, and say if this company goes below, and you have 100 share, that's what, $500. So that's 100 share. So say you have that, and I'm just using round numbers. And that you say, I don't want to lose more than $50 on this company. So if it gets to 50 cents, if it goes down to 450, you're going to have that stop loss. So if it hits 440, 449, it's going to sell. And you're going to tell how much you want it to sell and everything like that. Or I don't want to lose more than $25 on it. So if it goes under 475, I want it to sell half of it, all of it, whatever the case may be. It's up to you. Normally, if you have that much confidence and trust in that company, though, you don't want to sell it all. You're not trying to sell it all. And I'm going into I was trying to go into 40 minutes. So I'm going to move on real quick. Do use stop loss, which is what I just talked about, to minimize your losses. So you do want to do a stop loss. And then do take partial profits when you're up. So when that company goes up, that doesn't mean you just can let it go up. You can also pull out some of those profits. You can also pull out what you originally invested in there. If you had 100 share and the company goes up from $5 to $7, you went up to $2, you can pull that $200 out of that company, and then you're using the money from your investment versus the money that you put into it. So even though initially you put in 500, now you've only got 300 invested, and the rest of it is money coming from the stock itself. So do take partial profits when you're up. And if you are underwater, ask yourself, did you follow all of the rules above? If you are underwater, ask yourself, did you follow all of the rules above? These are the basic rules for investing in the stock market. So if you use those rules that I just gave, then that's going to help you to stay steadfast and create a better opportunity for yourself while investing in the stock market. And I'm at 41 minutes and 24 seconds. So I went a minute over what I said I was going to do, because I said 40 minutes. But I think it's important. We're going to look at 2023 in a whole new light. This is our building year. 2022 was our preparation year of what we're going to do and how we want to do it and what we're going to be our means for being able to do it. 2023 is going to be our put it in motion year. This is what we're putting everything into action, and we're going to do all the things we said that we're going to do. Saving, budgeting, and investing. Willie A. Price Speaks, Financially You, all about you, all about your family. Day. Have a happy new year. Merry Christmas. This is our last week in the month of December for Financially You. Next week is making your house your home, and we're going to talk about some things that you can do for going into 2023 with your home. And then we'll be coming back, and I will be seeing you all in 2023. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Willie A. Price Speaks.